Hi, I'm in Shanghai today. I'm so excited. I used to live here for 6 years, about a decade ago. Now I'm back on a business trip. I'm so eager to see how the city has transformed during all these years. So join me to reconnect with the vibrant culture and atmosphere of Shanghai.
To help you feel the real pulse of the city, I'm skipping the landmarks and taking you somewhere better, the supermarket. Landmarks are for visitors. Supermarkets are for real life. In the US, well-off families often live out in leafy suburbs and drive half an hour to stock up on groceries. In China, it's almost the opposite. The closer you get to the glittery city center, the more you'll find the country's most anxious and most polished middle class. And this supermarket, right in the heart of busy, glamorous Shanghai.
The store behind me has totally changed people's grocery shopping habits. Young people stop going to traditional markets. Why? Once they place an order on their app, they guarantee delivery within 30 minutes. It's impressively fast. Let's go take a look.
In the US, I spent 80% of my time on chores, just cooking. Back when I lived in China, I hardly cooked at all, because this supermarket was already part of my life. I just tap on their app, order a hot meal, and it arrived in 30 minutes, or grab one of their ready-made dishes. All I had to do was heat it up. These are sugar tangerines, about $3 for the whole box, 900 grams. What you see on the price tag is always tax included. That's different from North America, where the shelf price usually doesn't include tax. Only at checkout do you see the tax added separately. The price and tax separation makes it clear to everyone exactly how much of your money is going to the government. If your country's supermarkets also show tax-included prices, like in Europe, Japan, or Australia, the receipt usually clearly prints the tax rate and the tax amount. But in China, VAT and consumption tax are completely hidden in the price. Chinese people don't really have a sense of paying money to the government, so there's little motivation to supervise, and they tend to be more tolerant of low social benefits. The apples on the left, 1 kilogram per bucket, about $4.30. The pears on the right, 4 per box, about $2.30. A box of Peruvian blueberries, about $4.30. For the same price, you could also get 6 New Zealand kiwis. The store isn't very crowded. People walk at a relaxed pace, but there's hardly any chatting, and there's almost no small talk with the cashiers. These stores aren't just places to shop anymore. They are warehouses and delivery hubs. Lots of people order through their apps and wait at home for delivery. I spotted a lot of classic dishes I used to eat. For example, this is the braised pork ribs my son can't stop thinking about back in the US. Most of the food here is already washed, cut, mixed, even seasoned, and ready to serve. If you want a salad, it's prepped. If you want a cold dish, it's already dressed. This is Shanghai, and like every major global city, it's full of working professionals, especially career women. Most people simply don't have time to cook, and Chinese cooking, it's not exactly quick and easy. It's wash, chop, marinate, stir-fry, layer after layer of steps. So the supermarket adapts. If you are craving hot pot at home, there's ready-made soup base, and the ingredients are pre-arranged for you. Sliced meats, mushrooms, shrimps, greens. All you have to do is boil water. Have you noticed something? Every single product category has a tag hanging above it, and those tags are packed with lines of Chinese characters you probably don't recognize. This is the new trend in Chinese supermarkets. In many countries, people glance at the color of a tomato and toss it into the basket. In China, the middle class is basically doing reading comprehension exercises in the grocery aisle. The labels don't just tell you how to cook this cut of meat or which county that vegetable came from. They'll tell you everything. Sometimes it feels like they'd even tell you what kind of music the pig listened to before it became pork. This overload of information is actually compensation for something deeper, a lack of trust. After years of too many black boxes in the supply chain, brands now want to bring the entire production line into your field of vision. They are trading transparency for that tiny bit of reassurance you are willing to give them. In this supermarket, food doesn't just get pushed around in carts. Some of it actually flies. Look up, and you'll see conveyor chains racing across the ceiling. While in-store customers casually pick out fresh fish, online orders are turning into lines of code, flowing through this vein in the sky, delivering groceries within 30 minutes into the city's smallest capillaries. This crazy level of efficiency, it's basically built for the corporate hustlers who don't even have 2 seconds to wash a piece of lettuce. Honestly, standing under these flying delivery bags, I get a total head trip. When I'm living in the US, my life is just slow. I'll drive to Costco, wander around, stand in those long lines, and then head home to cook, totally taking my sweet time. It's like time just stops. It's a very chill kind of physical freedom. But back here in China, with all this crazy convenience, I'm forced to speed up. When I see the supermarket has already prepped my hot pot broth and even peeled my shrimp for me, and I see dinner literally flying over my head, I realized something. This convenience is actually scared of us slowing down. Life has become as plug and play as a pre-packaged meal. But sometimes I can't help but think, wasn't that slow afternoon in the States, just mindlessly washing ahead of lettuce, actually the biggest luxury of all? Picking out dinner, planning for tomorrow. That's city life for you. Everything bagged, weighed, and ready to go. There's even a pickup station waiting right outside the door.